It's March 2024 and Mark Dana has launched a clutter clean-out competition on Instagram. These are my entries to that competition. In the past, I felt I wasn't good enough to enter these competitions, and whilst that's still true, I thought this was a good opportunity to clear out some wood from my workshop. We're going to focus on these shot glass trays. Lovely. I start by measuring the top and the bottom of these cheap plastic shot glasses that I bought from a well-known internet provider. And I will be honest, this is about the only thing that I did competently on this project. What I'm doing here is measuring the top and the bottom just to get the right Forstner bit for later. Now I'm pretty much a newbie. I would probably be described as a backyard, garden shed, garage weekend warrior hobbyist. And for some people, woodworking is a release or an escape from everyday life. For some people, it's a way of reducing stress and managing a mental wellness. For others, it's a source of income, either through professional carpentry or craft sales, either at a local stall, on Etsy or other online sales. For me, it's for fun. I don't spend money on wood, although I do spend money on the tools. My intention is to make things for friends and family, and this YouTube channel is a way of recording all my successes and my failures, of which there are many. If you're a newbie, or you're thinking of taking up woodworking, you might like my channel, because I tend to include all of my mistakes. In this video, for example, you'll see that I can't even run a pencil in a straight line. But if you hang around until the end of the video, you will see my real motivation. Quality time with my family. 9 adults, 5 dogs, 2 guests, which are friends, playing cards, around a table with drinks, on holiday. Lovely. I've decided I will make up a tester using this MDF. I measure it up and I use a calculator to divide it up where each shot glass should be. I then ignore all of that, line them up by eye, and just check if that looks about right. That'll do. I then combine both methods together to mark where each shot glass centre will be, ready to cut out the holes with the Forstner bit. We're at the drill press. This is an old Clark drill press that came from a shed clearance that my son was involved in. It has no stop gauge. The chuck is a key chuck where all the teeth have worn down, so it's incredibly hard to grip a drill bit or a Forstner bit. The base plate has no reasonable way of securing wood to it, but other than that, it's perfect, and it costs nothing. If you are a drill press company, just be aware that I am available and willing to establish a working relationship. Right, just pop in the glasses, and this is what the tester looks like. Okay, onto some scaffold planks here that I reclaimed from a local builder, and I put them through my DeWalt DW733 thicknesser planer. One of the last things I did, because that's recently died, and although I sent it up to Spennymoor near Newcastle for DeWalt to look at, They were less than helpful in my opinion. They've not diagnosed what's wrong with it, but they give me a list of parts that they would love to replace, including the plug and the cord, which I know were working. Anywho, that will go to the scrapyard and you'll see which thicknesser and planer I've replaced in my winter projects when I get that up and running. So I measure out everything again, and this time I do it on the pine. And I really should have more confidence in my abilities because the test piece really wasn't required. And you'll see I just run through the same process again with the same result. If you are new to woodworking, just use pallets or reclaimed wood because any mistakes can just be turned into firewood. Back to the drill press, and it's getting dark outside, so I've got a torch here just so I can see exactly where I'm going. A bit of sanding, and then I use the router around the edges and each shot glass hole. A bit of sanding, bit more routing around the outside, and then back to the sander again. It's all sanding with woodworking, it's all you ever do. Right, sketchy time coming up here. Handholds using a plunge router. There's a first time for everything, and this is my first time using the plunge router. Note to self, use a shorter stop block so the viewers can see what you're doing. A little bit chiseling, a little bit sanding, and she's good to go. A bit of sanding. I then upload an update to Instagram, and that's why this is filmed in portrait. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But come on, look at that for a beautiful thing. Look, finger holes, finger grooves, cutting board edges, whatever you want to call them. I've got them both the same on my shot tray. And I'm chuffed to bits. First time using a plunge router. Don't know whether to be British or American on that, but I'm chuffed to bits. Lovely. Good boy. Good boy. Next, giant oak slab. I've got 2 of these, and this is why I was doing the tester. I don't want to waste these. This is spalted English oak. I have 2 slabs, and they're gorgeous. And I really, really love them. So the reason why there's a second shot glass tray is we have one night where there are 2 additional guests. So the pine one is the one we'll use for everyday use, and the spalted oak will be for the one night only. I know, extravagant, isn't it? This leftover piece will make a lovely cutting board, and you'll see at the end of this video I make that as well. Back to the drill press, and as you can see, I'm limited with how wide my pieces of wood can be. The middle row has to go where the middle row is going, and it might not be in between 1 and 3 perfectly. In my workshop I have two expressions. I'm not building a Swiss watch, and I'm not making it for the royal family. I make things for fun and make things for family and friends. And because of that, I don't have to worry about the standards. I can use woodworking terms like rustic, which just means a little bit shit, or authentically rustic, which means it really is very shit. But I do it for fun, so it doesn't matter. Coming towards the end here of the drill press, and what will follow next is these sketchy, super sketchy handholds, because this plank is twice as long and wobbles like Billy-O, as you can see. Unlike the dog, who stays in situ throughout these things. So 2 handholds with a router, and then of course we're back to everybody's favourite job, sanding. Belt sander with 40 grit, orbital with 80, and I do use some 120 and 240 just before I put the finish on, none of which I recorded because I'm an idiot. Clamps are a man's best friend. When you're working on your own in a workshop, you can never have enough clamps. But look at the spalt in that. Look at the spalt. It's spalted oak. It's a fungus infection in the wood. Look how cool that is. Cutting board, there's some absolutely gorgeous spalting in it. Shot glass, managed to keep the live edge with the bark on it. Pine shot tray, burnt obviously. And a couple of testers on the bottle openers, which are all the way over here. We've got their holes in them. Got a couple of wine stoppers here as well with holes in them. See what I can do with that. That's from last year. I'm going to try putting some splines in some of the edges. I've got plenty of them. Make plenty of mistakes. They're all in here already. All good. Looking forward to it, aren't we? Yeah. And here we are with some glorious photographs taken using an Apple phone. It's an iPhone, and it clearly has some sort of special I'm on planet Mars filter, because I have no idea why they are so yellowy orangey. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed. See you again. Lovely.